number 8. We have two teams today debating should sex education be taught in the school. We have Mrs. Mohammad's team over here, which is pro, in favor of sex education being taught in the school, and Mr. Krauser's team over here is the con team. They're against sex education being taught in the school. Before we do the flip, let's just introduce ourselves so we can go by names while we're debating. Mrs. Mohammad's team, would you give us your first names?
Kat. Jamal. Sheree.
Okay, and Mr. Krauser's team.
David.
Veronica. Michelle. Melissa.
Okay, and we will flip a coin if we can borrow a coin from somebody.
I got a pen.
Anybody have a coin?
Got a bunch of
Okay, Patty? Call what's in there?
Hedge.
It's tails. Would you like to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Krauser's team will open the debate then and present their opening statements opposing sex education in the school.
I feel there shouldn't be sex education in the school because certain students might not be mature enough to handle it. They might goof off during class and not learn what's being taught.
Parents might not want it to be taught in school. I don't think there should be sex education in school because they might get the wrong information and it might turn into the wrong. I don't think there should be sex education in school. Parents they want to teach their kids themselves.
Okay, and now we have opening statements from Mrs. Mohammad's side of the debate.
I think sexual education should be taught in school because students need to know the facts at a younger age because there's too many children having children that are too young of an age.
I think we should have sex education taught in school because when teachers and parents working together, they can educate the person or the student more.
Sometimes kids are embarrassed to talk to their parents about sex. So if they're in a group, they would talk about it and they would feel that it's right.
When they talk about sex education in school, because they feel like some people feel like they can talk together in a group and talk with their parents or something.
Okay, very good. Is there anybody on Mr. Krauser's side of the debate that would like to question that?
Yes, that kid and the main thing.
Your name was? Jamal, would you like to ask Jamal a question?
You said it would be uncomfortable with the parents, and why would it be more comfortable with the teacher?
Because kids, if they have kids in that are your age, you'd be fit more comfortable because there's gonna be groups. It's gonna be a group of your teacher is teaching you about sex education, and it's kids talking about sex, and that's.
Okay, and I'm sorry, your name was? Melissa would like to ask Jamal also.
You said how the children may feel more comfortable in the school. Well, what if the children have a question and they thought that all the other kids would laugh at them? How would you think they'd feel if all the kids laughed at them because they had a question?
They should ask it privately or write a letter.
Yeah, well, you have class
Because some people may like talking in front of a group and like they can function better because like they're in a group, so they don't have to feel like just one person and the other person. So if like someone wants to talk personally about something, they can go after class or something.
That's what parents are for. Parents will teach students one-on-one privately.
The student might not be comfortable talking with parents.
And how do you know?
Well, why would they be, if they're not comfortable talking to their parents who they've known all their life, why would they feel more comfortable talking to a complete stranger that they know nothing about except their name?
Because people teachers know more. Teachers know more than the parents about sex education.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but if they talk to the teachers, they don't have to see the teachers every day for the rest of their teaching year.
Were there any other further questions from Mr. Krauser's or Mrs. Mohammad's? Okay, Mrs. Mohammad's team, would you question Mr. Krauser's team?
Veronica, you said that some people are not mature enough.
I did that.
Well, we'll like send letters to like home and ask their parents if they're comfortable with their students having like sex education taught, and if they don't want it, we can put them aside in class, like in a study hall period, while the other people who want it can learn about it. And if we still see they're not mature, we'll put them aside too and call their parents and tell them why they're not in it, and because they're not mature.
A lot of people that are mature, even if they are mature in class, there is going to be some things that they're going to laugh and giggle about, and they're not going to get the whole information about it.
Well, then we'll put them aside. They're not ready for it.
But say like they're paying attention to a lot of things, but then there's a couple odds and ends that they aren't paying attention to.
And it's no problem. If it's a chronic problem, like if they keep on laughing like, yeah, that's nasty, or haha, that's nasty, it's not mature. They're not ready to handle the situation properly. So we'll put them aside.
For a little laughing is all right once in a while, as long as it's not,
And like in school, what about homework? I mean, students might not feel comfortable having homework on it and stuff like that.
So there's gonna be
Who
homework.
says that?
Because
It doesn't necessarily have to be homework.
yeah, but the teacher's gonna want to give tests on it and stuff on to
We'll have
students to make
tests.
sure.
They'll study about it.
They'll study about it. They'll have study groups, and they'll have tests on it.
What if they don't really feel comfortable about it? They don't want to.
Then they don't have to take it.
It'll be optional.
Okay, do we have any more questions to move on to? Now, at this point in the debate, usually we open up the debate to questions from the floor. I guess we have a couple minutes, so if there's anyone in the audience that would like to question either side. Yes.
What are you gonna send the kids that don't wanna
We'll put them like say we'll have a 7th period, right? There's no lunch, so we'll put them in the cafeteria like a study room. And we'll have them in there, and they'll do their homework, and they're like, they need to study for a test, they can study in there.
Just a bit of debate sake. When we talk in sexual education, do you have to take it in school or is it optional?
It would be optional for the students and the parents to decide themselves.
What class was this take up then? Because it has to take up a class period.
We'll have like you know how we had health class, and then we have like home ec. We can have it like semesters.
And in a rotation, like 10 weeks.
I think, let me just interject here, Mrs. Muhammad, where are you? I think we said that the point of the debate was there had to be sex education. Should there be sex education in school? In other words, not optional. That's a course, you have to take it. All right, so to be fair to both of you, you're not creating the schedule for this now. The question is it going to be or is it not going to be? Okay.
Yes.
I got like a comment. The kids that don't know how to take sex education they should, because they're gonna learn anywhere, like on the streets and stuff, or like watch a TV. So it's better that they learn it at school.
Does anyone else have a comment or a question? Yes.
I think that it's better to learn from your parents, or because you might not be comfortable learning from a teacher. I mean, even if you are with a group, I would feel more comfortable learning from my mother than learning from a teacher.
Yeah, that's you. But like some people could, they're more comfortable talking in front of a group. You can talk, you can sit there, but you don't have to learn anything. But you can go to your parent.
Was there anyone else who would like to make a comment or ask a question? No other comments? Okay, then tomorrow we'll begin with the summarization by the two teams, and then of course vote by the audience. or not there should be sex education taught in the schools. If you remember from yesterday, Mr. Krauser's team began, and they were the con team. They were against having sex education required in the schools. And Mrs. Mohammed's team over here was the pro team in favor of having sex education taught in the schools. We left off yesterday with questions from the audience, so in case there's anybody who thought of something overnight and wanted to ask or comment on from the audience before we have the concluding remarks. Anybody here think of anything they would like to ask about or comment on? Okay then, well since Mr. Krauser's team began, we'll have Mrs. Mohammed's team summarize first your concluding remarks.
I think sexual education should be taught in school because there's too many people that are right around our age going out and having sex, and their parents know about it, and they wish that they thought they taught them good, but if the school had done it, maybe that could have been prevented.
Okay, and Janelle?
Sometimes kids are embarrassed to talk to about sex. So if they feel required to having sex, they shouldn't have sex because it's education teaches the wrong things and the bad things. And if you're in then they know that they shouldn't have sex.
Okay, and Kyle?
I read in this magazine, there's this girl, she went to a party, she didn't learn about, the safe ways and the wrong ways to have sex. And she went out and she got pregnant, and she had, she had AIDS. And if she would have listened to the teachers as well as parents, she would have gotten to this situation that she's in right now.
You should know all the facts you can so that it will prevent you from going out and doing something foolish.
Okay, and now to summarize for the con team, Mr. Krauser's team, David?
I don't think sex education should be taught in schools because we're not talking about an optional thing where if they don't feel comfortable with it, they can just get a letter from their parents and get switched to another class. We're talking about mandatory classes like math that if there is it, then you'd have to take it. And also when the kids come home from school, their parents might ask them what they learned in school at the dinner table or something. And if they had a younger kid, I don't really think the parents would respect them talking about sex at the table in front of their younger sibling.
Okay, and Veronica, your comments?
Parents might not want to be taught in school. And I don't think there should be sex education in the school because they might get the wrong information and do the wrong thing. I don't think there should be sex education in school because the parents don't want to teach their children themselves because they may feel children will feel uncomfortable talking about it.
Okay, very good. Well, it was a good debate. Now remember, as you vote, you're voting for the side that presented the best arguments in this situation. Okay, so if you are in my home base or Mr. Purcell's home base, would you raise your hands? Then we have a tie, and a con, then a pro, another pro, a con, a tie, a con, pro, another pro, another pro, another tie, another tie, another tie.
Yeah, oops, sorry.
Okay. Con, pro,
Damn.
Watch
them
out.
okay, more even than that, pro,
Oh, my tape ran out.
and pro.